I'm live, as my brother would say in an even creepier voice. So today I'm going to be chatting with Rich Woods, the Houdini himself. He has just joined. Let's see if he comes.
Hello, everybody.
Rich
Hello,
Woods.
Mr. Buzza.
How are you doing?
I'm very, very good. That's a natty top you're wearing.
So, the story behind the Red Sox. So, I get a lot of love for this shirt, but I also get a lot of disdain. They're one of those teams. And I just worked out, Rich. We decided to do this a bit earlier, so that would be the first surprise. If we were going to drop any surprising breaking news, is the fact that I did just work out.
Okay, well done, well done.
Yeah.
By the way, when I'm looking at it from the screen here, it does look like it says Horrocks.
Oh, Richard.
So
we've got.
I've not heard of a baseball team called Horrocks before.
Typical man from England. You just don't follow baseball.
I like rounders.
So the Red Sox actually train near where I live, and me and Megan help them out on their charity day. And like the first year I was there, you got people like in awe of these players, and I've got just not a Scooby-Doo of who's a player, who's who. It's just baseball really is not a thing in the UK.
Have you played it before?
No. I played only
softball
in school.
Yeah.
Have you
I was
played?
just saying, rounders I did at school, but it's probably not quite the same.
I got a fun fact about rounders. I got sent off in a game of rounders.
Of course you did. Did you throw the bat at the umpire or something?
Swore at the teacher.
Surely not. Surely not.
Sure. Back in the day, you can see what my poor behaviour did spill over onto the course now and again.
Got some stories.
Yeah. We got so we've gone half an hour early, so I assume that means your lovely other half is working.
Sally's working today. Yeah. She's a nurse, so she is on frontline in A&E. So fair play to her. She's doing a lot of good stuff, and getting the clap every Thursday, which is another reason I have to go to hospital.
But no, on a serious note, that's awesome, and I hope all you guys are doing well with that, because that's brave.
Yeah, exactly. So we've I think we dodged most of it so far, but probably a bit of a ticking time bomb, really.
Yeah.
And so what's new with you, Steve? Obviously you're newly married.
Newly married.
Recently
Since January. No, she's not watching. December. Best day of my life.
What's new in the Bonita Bay world?
So we're actually, although we're in lockdown, golf is still going on. So we're one of the very few that are actually still open. So practicing social distancing, trying to be as safe as we can, but bit of a strange one. When you see everybody else, especially like your colleagues, not being able to work, it feels very strange. Hard.
Do you find people like chasing golf? So maybe some of the states that have gone on complete lockdown, do you find them kind of traveling over to play, or?
No. So they've so that's the one big thing, is we're not taking visitors. If you come in from
the complex.
Correct. And I'd say that's probably where Southwest Florida is like a little different, as a lot of these private courses, they tend to be golfing communities, so a lot of people live there. So I think not to upset too many people, but I think because they're actually on site, they can use it as their
playground.
No, they can use it as their like wellness. Obviously in the UK you've got like your hour. I think they can do that far easier. Whereas like in the UK, you have to drive there. it's easy to say if you only let like one person on, but as soon as you start letting everybody on, it's very hard to manage. We got quite a big operation. We got a lot of people that are like managing it, and we've been pretty safe. But I wouldn't go out and say I think everything should be open, because I think every situation is different, and it's just unprecedented, isn't it? Like what have you been doing in regards to work?
Not a lot.
But the club's still cutting the grass and stuff.
Yeah, so we've got essential, get the wording right, essential maintenance is allowed to be carried out.
Okay.
So we've got, I think it's furloughed is the term, is getting like letting some of the staff go, but they get 80% pay through the government.
Yeah.
So everyone apart from who's left at the club, we've got 2 greenkeepers. So we've usually got 7 or 8, and we've got 2 at the moment, and they are literally cutting grass. So you see it a lot on Facebook at the minute, all these comments of, our golf course is going to be amazing when I come back. And I don't think people are realising quite what the greenkeepers are able to do, actually. They're just going to be cutting grass, aren't they? They're not, 2 people aren't going to be able to do that much.
The more I'm involved with golf, and especially like working there, when I've been helping Ranger at the minute, so I've been like getting out on the golf course early and actually like seeing them work firsthand, and seeing like what happens when you don't cut for a couple of days.
Absolutely crazy.
Yeah, I think the average golfer and the average committee, unfortunately, thinks that you can run it very simply, and I think greenkeepers don't get enough credit for what they actually do.
I agree. Yeah.
Especially when it comes to the thing I say here is, like, if you gave the professional staff the job of keeping the course going, it would probably last 2 weeks, because you're putting down all the different mixes. You have to look after the environment as well, so you can't just like slab down what you want. And all
drainage, work on drainage. I mean, one of your first forays into YouTube was on drainage, wasn't it?
It was, actually, yeah. The first video on my YouTube channel.
That's still one of my highlights, to be honest.
What's funny is the content hasn't aged, but the camera, like you can film on an iPhone now.
Yeah.
And come up with some really, really good stuff. The picture quality is horrific, but it is
it's good value. It's
great content. One of my best pieces of work. I had Ben Martin filming it, and he's just like, you got to remember, this is like, everybody now films a video at some point in the year, whereas this was back when it wasn't really a thing. And I'm like, just hold my camera, and I'm got a straw, didn't I? And I'm taking water out of the bunker. And they're just like, what on earth
helicoptering?
You helicoptering
at one point.
One of the classics. I can't remember if I got an Oscar. I'll have a look.
It's not on the wall.
The trophy's not here.
The only thing I have been doing golf related, which I'll quickly show you now, which is very, very dangerous. I'm going to turn you round a second and just point this way. Can you see those?
The head covers.
Can you see any of those? Oh, just the head covers. Oh.
Oh.
So, a couple of specials.
Is that inspired by Sergio Garcia?
That's inspired by Sergio Garcia. And then a little cheeky cheeky Terillium.
Where did you get those?
I've got my sources. No, it's off a website, and they were selling them pretty cheap. So it's dangerous. It's dangerous being stuck at home all the time.
Because that inspired by Sergio Garcia. I've actually got it. It's not here. It's at work. I've got the Del Mar.
I putted every time I used to go to your house before we had nights out. I used to putt on your carpet with it and go, "Oh, this is nice."
Yeah. But I'll tell you a story. I think it was the pro at St. Enedoc had one of them in. I think they did a thing where it's like if you were a big account that they were giving you one.
Oh, okay.
And the guy didn't know what
Really?
it was.
Okay.
Yeah, the guy didn't know what it was and just sold it like as a standard Scotty.
Oh, wow.
Oops. And do you know, who was I chatting with? I was chatting with the Titleist rep over here, or one of the fitters. And you know the Circle T?
Yep.
So do you know where that originated from?
No, not a clue.
So Scotty Cameron sent a bunch of putters to a tour event. And I think it was one of the ones on the West Coast swing. May have been Riviera. And basically, at the same time, by chance, the Pro Shops putters came in as well. And there was a putter in there for Tiger. And basically, the ones for Tiger and the ones for the Tour Pros went in the shop.
Got mixed up.
They got mixed up. So from that point, that's why he started stamping it with the Tour. Just to like distinguish between. And then obviously it then became a big thing.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
And basically, when I was in Thailand, there were just hundreds of them around. You know, that demographic, that market, just adore like things like that.
They love it. We've got a guy who's, I was just speaking to somebody else actually. He brings his stepson to our junior academy, and he's got a putter, a Bettinardi putter,
okay,
which is 1 of 1. And him and Bobby, who's what this chap calls Mr. Bettinardi, they co-designed it. We brought it in the other day, and it's just, I mean, I'm a bit of an egg when it comes to kind of golf clubs, but this guy's another level. Lovely chap, but just wow. Like shave. Oh, it was a gram too heavy, so just ground a little bit off, just off the toe, just to take the gram off.
No. Do you putt any good? No, I haven't had time to practice. I've been too busy designing it. Yeah. But I'd say the only time I'll get a 1 of 1 is it's because the manufacturer doesn't want me using one of their other ones.
I'm actually over here. It's not a thing, but I don't know if you've heard of it. But Lab Golf Directed Force.
Mm-hmm.
You heard of them? I'm using that at the minute, which is he's probably not the best kind of promoter, but it's when Adam Scott went to a short putter. It's the putter that he was using. Is it the one that Swartzel was using as well? Yes. No, different to that. I saw that the other day. That was very weird. No, the Lab Golf one is it's a huge head one, and it's again, it's a bit down the Adele sort of stuff. It's torque balanced. Okay. It's lie balanced, so it's supposed to be. You're supposed to go and get custom fit for it and get the lie absolutely perfect for you, so it's balanced for you. And cool. I bought a second-hand off eBay. Of course it is. Yeah. It's like when my Adele lasted a couple of months, and I was like, I'm gonna get a putter that is exactly right for me. Yeah. And then there's no excuses. It's me, not the putter. And after about 2 weeks, I was like, no, it's not right for me. No. But I think when I first got my Adele, I had one of the benefits of I was so bad, and I was changing putters so much. It got to a point where I had hit the rock bottom at the moment. Whereas it's like it's clearly me. I need to stick with this putter. You have your bad days, but you're also quite streaky. You would have periods where the first time we filmed, the Pink Houdini videos, you just hold everything. Yeah, and that putter went swiftly after that. And go on. Yeah. I had Jimbo on last week. So favorite club that you had. So and favorite. We've all got that club, you're like, why did I get rid of it? Why did I get rid of it? Exactly. It's a good question. I don't know. I've had so many putters that I can't go with a putter, I don't think. I had a Callaway Steelhead 3 wood, which was like the kind of light blue one.
Yes.
After like the steel head, and before the shiny blue topped one.
Yeah, yeah. Was that the
one?
It
had 3.
Was that the one? The ferrule almost looked like a bottle cap.
No, that was beforehand. That was the original steelhead, I think.
Okay.
And then this one it's still like one of the through ball ones, but it was it was gorgeous, and I had it in a firm flex, which everyone needs a firm flex shaft in their life, don't they? It's where they can't really decide what they want to call it.
But so you talk about 3-woods. I had an XR Pro 3-wood, and what was I doing? When I felt like the shaft was too whippy, even though that was very not true, and just because I hit a couple bad ones at some point, I decided that. But
is it the same one that you topped at Chipping Sodbury potentially?
Maybe. As I was saying, it was very too whippy. But
it's very too whippy.
I was gripping down on it like an inch, and it just felt fantastic. And I was hitting it I was almost feeling like I just whacked down on it vertically, and it was just like coming out at a good flight. And then I got a new one, and I'm like, yeah, I probably shouldn't do what I was doing, and I just got rid of it, gave it away, I think. And you're like, after a while, you're like, oh crap, like that was very functional.
I made something last year. I think I had a 3-wood. No, I had a driver shaft, and it had cracked. Somebody brought it in, and it had cracked. So I very, very carefully cut it at the crack, and I was like, oh, I can use this. Yeah, I can use this for something. And I went to put it into a 3-wood, and as I was putting it in, it splintered massively up the shaft. Oh. And I'm like, right, well, that's now no good for that. And I thought I'll keep it for some spares and stuff, for like an alignment rod or something. So I cut it again at where it had splintered. And I randomly had a tailor-made, the Rescue Dual hybrid. Do you remember those ones?
Yeah, yeah.
Proper back in the day.
Proper back.
And it was a head on its own. And I thought, wow, let's just have a look. So obviously, I think the shaft was 335 tip originally, and the hybrid was 370. So that was no way it was going to fit. And I put it in, and it fit absolutely perfectly, like absolute mustard. I'm like, this is brilliant. So I glued it in. I'm like, screw it, I'm going to have a go with it. And I glued it, and I put a grip on it, and I came back the next day, and I was like, oh, I wonder what it's actually like. And I put it down, and I got my other clubs, and it was the same length as my 9-iron. And I actually played a couple of rounds with it, and it was joyous. It just popped it up in the air, and it went 200 yards on the nose. It was delightful.
It's funny, like golfers, we come up with these theories of like a club or a little thing. Hello,
a cat.
Yeah. When we come up with this like notion that it seems so ridiculous, it could actually work.
Potentially. Just 1 second, Steve, because my lovely daughter is here, just over here somewhere. What is it, Mabel? Where are your trolls? One of your trolls is on the trampoline. Oh, I'll come down and find them in just a minute. Okay, my love?
Okay. Why could they come up here?
Oh, maybe they're in your room. Go and have a look in your room.
Okay.
Palmer off for 10 minutes.
the world's ending, but everybody's got their own biggest problem.
Exactly. I did warn you that might happen.
Yeah. But so I had a single length Adele 3-iron sent to me.
Yeah.
Thinking, and I had it like bent down in loft, thinking I could literally hit these knee-high things that would like carry probably not 200 yards and then just fire down the fairways.
I've swung this in a hungover state, actually, at your mum and dad's house.
Yes. But like it seemed like, when the theory was like, well, I'll never be out of play now, and then if I'm not out of play, I'll win. But the reality of it was, unfortunately, I could get it to be flighted up, so it wasn't going knee high. So it just was becoming like a normal club. And then my 4-iron, my 5-iron, because they were longer, these things now felt impossible to hit. So
exactly.
I didn't really gain a shot and lost the ability to hit any other long iron in my set. You're like, I think it's probably time to abort this plan.
I have got an answer to the original question of a club that you never wish you'd let go.
Okay, let's hear it.
It's got to be the Hammer of 4.
You let it get. Yeah, but I wasn't aware you still have it though, don't you?
No,
What
God,
did you do?
no.
No,
I apparently
I
wasn't worthy, and and I couldn't lift it.
So the Hammer of, so that was the 4-iron. It was
you never got this, did you, at all? Yeah, the Hammer of 4, the Hammer of Thor, was the 4-iron, and El Canon was the 3-iron. Yeah, neither of which I don't know where they are. They're
because
probably
that 4-iron. You were like, because if you think about it, like Mickelson put the Rogue 4-iron in his bag at one point, didn't he? Like it's the same principle, just a game improving, like missile sending iron that you can just chip off the tee, basically.
Exactly, something that's like a bit like you were saying with the something to hit it knuckleball sort of knee high, and all the courses we play really in our sort of West Region schedule, there's not many ones you need towering high clubs.
Well, especially
I've got a 5-wood in my bag at the minute, which again is just to powder puff it up in the air. But I've also got an equivalent thing that does the same sort of thing, a driving iron sort of thing.
It's a shame it's Cornish Festival week, isn't it?
Now, it's first day today, I think.
And the weather's perfect.
Weather is amazing, absolutely amazing for the UK. I was down to playing it and then had to pull out because it clashed with the PGA exams, which was a bit of an oversight from the PGA. So my assistant Bradley was supposed to be having his exams this week, and then obviously there's lots of quality players that couldn't play either because they put it on the same day as their exams, which was a bit silly, I think. But
that is it, because the PGA over here, they do it very differently. You do your exams whenever you feel like it.
Okay.
You just go to a testing center. You know, there's a load of testing centers, and it just comes up on the computer. Which for the golf pros, probably, I would say, the pro of that is like golf pros. We never know if we're coming or going, so it means you can't fit it into your schedule. But the downside is you hear of people being in the program for like
like Van Wilder.
Exactly. So there's pros and cons to everything. Richard, this is what I wanted to do today. I tell you what, actually, let's talk about Cornish Festival before we get there. Cornish Festival. What was your best result?
Well, my best result, having never played the Cornish Festival, Steve, is not a great surprise that I have not got a result. No, I've never played it. I was due to play this year. I got myself a team together, and I've never played it. No,
that shocks me because you would do well in that as well.
How many times have you played
it? Maybe I played it 3 or 4 times.
How many times have you not been hungover playing it?
Yeah, well, this was the problem. The team I used to go down with, one of the lads' birthday used to sit on the Monday.
Oh God!
And I used to. So you can choose your start time.
Yeah, I didn't realise that until this year. And choose the start time is choose which course you start on.
So I asked for the latest tee time on the Tuesday, and we got Trevose. I think we might have even been the last group, Trevose. And we went out on the Monday, and I couldn't, if I'd had a 9 o'clock tee time, I don't think I could have even played golf. I was feeling so ill. And then by the time my round came around, I didn't feel too bad. I actually shot one under, and I think I struggled around St. Enodoc on the last day. Shock. And
that's a hard golf
I think
course.
I was in the top 10 the first couple of days, and then I think I'd slipped back. I did get paid, but didn't do overly well. And then the following year, because people learn from their mistakes, tried to do the exact same thing, but started on St. Enodoc.
Right.
And it turns out this kid, it was his 30th birthday on the Monday.
Okay.
And we are doing okay. You know, or I'm doing okay. Like around St. Enodoc, I'm 2-3 over through like 12 holes. So
yeah,
I'm not setting the world alight, but if you can shoot
in the game,
3-4 over around there, and you go to the other two courses, you feel pretty good.
Got chances, yeah.
And we got to, what's the hole at Enodoc that just goes straight up the hill? So you played
I've played it like twice. Like
so you
13?
played? Yes. Yeah.
Round about then?
Yeah, I think it's 13.
Before the par 3 down the hill?
Correct. No, the one before that. So you've
got 2 going up. Yeah,
you go straight up the hill, then you're on top of the hill, then you play the par 3 down.
Yeah.
And anyway, we get to the tee, and we literally look up the hill, and all of our energies went from like here to and then I just shot hundreds coming in. All I can remember is I got it up and down from 90 yards on 16 for a 7.
Not ideal.
Can't remember where I went prior to that, but I can't imagine it was the fairway. But yeah, there we go. But what I wanted to do today, Rich,
yes,
is, and it's been on Instagram, but I think you're the perfect person to do this with, is golf bingo.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
Talk through some of the things that you've done. Some of them, and I know with you there's always a story to tell. So, first one, hole in one. You must have had a hole in one.
I have. I'm very lucky. I have had 9 hole in ones. Not as many as Mr. Pickard.
You've had 9?
I've had 9, yeah. So
9.
I played all my amateur golf at Bigbury. And the 6 par 3s at Bigbury, and I've had a hole in one on each of the par 3s at Bigbury, which helps your eclectic score.
Yeah. That's got to be, across the world, that's got to be a... can't imagine there's many people in that category.
But only one. So one of each. Yeah, one on each hole.
That's insane.
And then I've had one at Tavistock on the about the 7th little 110, 115 yard one.
Okay.
And then I had a barren spell for years and years and years. And 2019, it would have been, I had 2 at Dainton on the 4th hole, one with our golf manager and one in a playing lesson.
Yeah, I saw the one in a playing lesson.
Oh, it was hilarious. I hit it and I went, a bit like that, I reckon. That's probably in. I mean, what's up there? There's a pitch mark it was a lovely one. Pitch mark about a foot short of the hole.
Did you pick it out the hole and go, so now when we're on the range and I tell you to do something, you're going to listen?
Yeah. My most pleasing one's not an official hole in one. It was at Crediton in a county match. And I what's the par 3 with the railway line? Is it 13? 13. And I shanked it. I shanked, absolute flat out shank over the train tracks. And the guy I'm playing with from Cornwall's hit it to about 35 feet. And I've chucked the ball down. I said, I might as well hit another one. And I've hit, I think it was an 8-iron. I've pitched it about 5 foot past the pin, juiced it back in for a 3. And matey boys rolled it up to about 2 foot. And I'm like, there is no way I'm giving this putt. And there is no way in hell he's holding it. and he missed it. And I won the hole. So not officially a hole in one, but probably almost as pleasing as a hole in
one. Yeah. Let's just call you Freddie Couples. So on this bingo, 3 birdies in a row. I know you've done that.
Yeah, actually playing probably Pink Houdini vlog, I reckon.
Yeah. Yeah, you've probably done it.
Yeah, 13, 14, 15. Yeah.
Yeah. So some of these as well, it's not about have you done it. It's like, have you done it on film? and you definitely, Pink Houdini, you definitely did that. Scored 2 on a par 4. I think you've done that on film.
Not done it on film. I have. Luckily, Bigbury's got back 7 holes at Bigbury. You've got 1, 2, 3. You've got 4 drivable par 4s at Bigbury on the back 9. So you've. So yeah, I've had a couple of eagles on the par 4s. Yeah, but not on not on film.
My claim to fame on the 13 and 14 at Exeter.
Yes. Yeah.
I drove it inside 10 feet on both of them back to back, and yes. I 360 lipped out on both of them.
Oh no. Oh.
And think about how often you actually, and I'm talking a true 360.
Yeah. On the same, on back to back.
Back-to-back holds, back-to-back eagle putts.
That's tough. I don't know if I've ever knocked it on 13. I've knocked it on 14, but 13, and it suits my shape. It suits it perfectly, but I don't think I've knocked it on that one before.
It's a tough one to hit, and you have to. So it's a good example of a drivable hole that if the pin's on the right and you miss it on the right, you got no chance.
You're dead. You're absolutely dead. Yeah.
So I would always try and miss it on either side, trying to actually cut it. The problem I used to try and cut it over the green because there was that fence there, so you basically then have a chip up the green. But if it didn't cut,
down the fairway, and
it would go down 11.
Yeah.
And I had a time, I had like 70, 80 yards. I've gone past the green.
Yeah. That bullet pull as well. You're going to go a mile, isn't it?
Yeah. So you try to play this high floater, and you hit just a rocket. Bad times. So
the one a couple of holes previous to that, that gives me the heebie-jeebies.
11.
I don't have a clue on it.
It's driver.
Yeah, but I've played Directors Cup and hit about 7 drivers out of bounds right. Hit the hedge like 40 yards off the tee 3 times. I think my last ever Directors Cup as an amateur there, I think I hit 7-iron off the tee.
Yeah, it's just so narrow up there. So the thing with that's a real good strategy hole because it's blind, and where you want to hit iron is the narrowest part.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
and you just have to. I used to aim at a tree and hit it as hard as I could, and it would roll through the fairway if I hit it on that line, and if I pushed it a bit, it was good, and if I hooked it, I used to find you hit iron, it used to release into the trees anyway. So I'd rather be in the trees 100 yards further up.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
And it actually got better when I was a bit younger. I would kind of aim up 13.
Yeah,
and smoke it up there, and the trees were a bit
saplings.
Yeah, but as I got older as well, I found it very hard hitting it down there, thinking on the off chance there might be people there.
Yeah, exactly.
So I stopped doing that. But yeah, so he's hit greens. Here we go. And you're covering all the bases already. Hit at least 3 provisional balls on 1 hole.
Oh, wow. Yes, definitely. Not on film, but definitely. They're probably the 4th at Dartmouth, because I think everybody's probably hit several provisionals on the 4th at Dartmouth.
Yeah. So the 4th, that's my eagle hole, and it's the hardest hole in the world, isn't it? Oh no. Richard, he's gone. So yeah, the eagle hole. I'll keep chatting away as we get him back. It's like so narrow. You would never hit driver down there usually, but when you used to hit iron, you could easily. So I was just saying that 4th hole is one of the hardest holes, I think.
I've never played a hole that asks such a severe question. I mean, it would fit into like St. Elian Nicholas. It's that kind of hole where you just got to hit 2 quality golf shots. Mabel's just giving me this, by the way.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mabel.
Nice.
Thank you.
But I can remember, and I think this might have happened. I was playing in an event. It was either before I had that eagle or it was the time after. And I hit iron up the right, and then the ball is slightly above your feet, and the hole slopes from right to left.
Towards the water, yeah.
But the hole goes the other way, and I think I hit a 9-iron in the water. Just pulled it, and it just released through, and next thing you're in the water with a 9-iron. And now you're not that far down the hole.
No, exactly. And it's that second shot is narrow, but it's just it's a golf shot, isn't it? You just use what you're supposed to do is get a 5-iron or a 6-iron and just hit a golf shot. Yeah. But I turn into Punchy McPunchman.
Yeah.
And like try and hit this thing that goes like a foot in the air. And I don't know why. It just makes you like just shovel it forwards and become like an absolute digger. Just hit a golf shot.
And it's such a good, like when you practice, like Megan tells a lot of her students, like, look at something in the distance, try and whack it up into the clouds.
Yeah.
Like that's a perfect example, because if you actually try and visualize it going down that hole, your brain switches on and goes, I don't think that's possible.
But yeah, I think there's a couple of holes where I've hit numerous balls off tees. So the 16th at Bigbury, definitely. Sharp dog leg to the left over an out of bounds field.
Yeah.
And trying to go for the green, I've hit balls into the trouble, and then you're like, well, it's only 220. I can do it with my eyes closed, and then you just hit more.
We get that. I had in the Devon Amateur, we were playing at Saunton.
Yeah.
On the East course, and what's the one after the short par 3, the big dog leg?
Sorry, which course again?
East Saunton.
After the long par 3.
No, the short par 3.
The dog leg left fair. 1, 2, 3,
6 or 7.
6, yeah.
6. So I'm hitting driver down there. I'm not entirely sure why.
No.
And I've hit like 3 balls left.
2 seconds, Steve. Yes, no.
The fly gone into our first room now.
Okay. Well, it's okay. It's just having a little buzz around, isn't it?
No, it needs to go outside.
Right. Well, I will open my window, and hopefully the fly will fly out.
Is the fly allowed out though?
Yeah, it's not a pet fly. It's a wild fly. Maybe what sort of fly is it?
I don't know.
Oh, she doesn't know what sort of fly it is. It's a wild fly. Maybe a blue bottle, potentially. You got all this to come, Steve. She's hungry as well. What are you hungry, mate?
I did see those circle cakes.
Circle cakes?
Yeah.
I'll get you a circle cake in a minute.
And it has.
Right.
It's crazy. She's hungry. She had a fly, and then she let the fly go. I don't get it.
I know. You could have eaten the fly, Mabel.
No.
But yeah, that sick ball, I've hit like 2 or 3, like I'm talking left of left.
Yeah, so that's
it's
abominable like, snowman country.
And then I've teed up and hit balls right.
Yeah.
And I go down there and find the first one, and it's like 80 yards left of the fairway. And I find it, then chip it on the green, make par, and qualify for the match play by 1.
Yes. I played in a winter thing with Farley. He was on earlier on. I don't know if he's still on, but he on that hole he hit it about 60 yards right of the right hand ditch, and was just traipsing through like neck high stuff and found it on a cart path, just a perfect lie, flopped onto the green, made birdie, I think. And then the next, he's in it right of the world. And again, just like just on like a bit of fairway, like 90 yards right of the course. What, man?
I saw a shoe in there.
You saw a shoe?
Yeah.
Maybe it was a shoe fly. Oh.
I can really see it now.
You can really see it. Fantastic.
I want to see.
Oh, it's a jelly shoe for the beach.
And when I little old madam, I have a baby, I'll have them.
If you have a baby, you can have those for your baby.
And I'll just put them in my room.
Go for it. Put them in your room. That sounds a great idea. Fantastic. What's next on the bingo, Steve?
Next on the bingo. So we've got on here, scored 67 or lower. I know you've done that. Course record master at Bigbury, aren't you?
No, I'm not. I never got the course record at Bigbury. I shot 60 in a knockabout, and I shot 60, like 65. I think 64 was the course record. Sam Edwards, I'm pretty sure, has got the course record.
Oh, was it? Oh, yeah.
I played with Sam the other day, end of last year at Big Dainton, and he's playing some serious golf.
What's he doing there?
He's doing a bit of Jamaica, doing a bit of. I think he's got a few Euro Pro starts. So it's all. This year's going to be a bit of a write-off, but I went and had a practice round with him in the Open qualifying, and he qualified for that. Shot 5 under.
Yeah.
I just solid. He doesn't hit the ball a huge distance, but it's arrow. It's absolutely
because I haven't played with him since. You know, he came on the scene as like a 13, 14-year-old maybe.
Yeah.
All I can remember is how hard he hit everything.
I just walloped it. Have you watched? If you go when we finish, go and watch his Instagram and his swing. He is so controlled.
Yeah.
Now,
oh, cool.
Complete opposite to where he got. I think he got a little bit lost when he went to the States. I think.
Yeah.
Some of the coaching he got was maybe a little bit questionable potentially.
Yeah.
And put him back a few paces. But
he was always a very, very good player.
Yeah.
Very good player. No, I'm pleased to hear that he's doing well. Then here we go. This is one. Lost all your balls in a round of golf.
I think I've been down to my last golf ball. I'm a bit anal about this, and I would never want it to happen. So I tend to put about 37 golf balls in my bag. I've got a good story about losing golf balls and stuff, which was a West Region Order of Merit event at Dudsbury, and I played with a guy, and he's got the first tee, nice chap, and he's gone. I'm using a yellow Strixon Z-Star number 3. I'm like, fantastic, cool, and he's hit it down the right hand side down at Dudsbury. You've played it, haven't you? Yeah. So down towards the driving range.
Yeah.
So he's gone, I'm going to have to hit a provisional because the driving range is out of bounds. So, okay, fair enough. So he pulled out his golf bag, a white Strixon Z-Star golf ball. And he's hit it down. And we were kind of a bit umming and ahhing. And Christian Vine was behind us. And Christian's gone, I don't think he's allowed to do that. Because he thought it was a different ball on the conforming list.
Yeah.
So we've got down, and Bob came down in the buggy, one of the tournament controllers, and he's gone. Yeah, unfortunately, there are 2 different golf balls on the conforming list, so you do have to play with the same ball. Luckily for this guy, he's found the yellow one in bounds.
Oh.
So we're like, brilliant, fantastic, no penalty. So he's knocked that down onto the green, 2-putted par, and the second at Dudsbury, short par 3. I
know where this is going.
And this guy is in it about half a foot behind the ball, dunched it into the middle of the water, turned to us, shook our hands and gone, I'm off, boys. I've only got 1 yellow one. And he had, I had 1 yellow ball, and he must have had 17 white ones. And his mate gave him the yellow one to try. And he decided to have a go with it. So as you know, Steve, the Order of Merit events aren't cheap to enter. You go and get some accommodation and stuff.
Oh.
So 2 holes in, and got back in his car and home.
Right, okay, and that's so as a pro, we have to play the same ball. So as an amateur, that wouldn't have been a problem, but as a pro, we have to play the same one. So
same ball, same model, yeah.
But you get that. I had when I first went to Thailand, I'm playing, so not like in a main event or anything, but because I've come over to Thailand and I only had, you know, your 25 kilograms or whatever it is on the plane, I'd stripped everything back. So I literally only had 2 balls, and let's just say I lost them pretty quick.
2 balls.
And I've gone out and played, and it was being run by the academy, this event, and I'm crossing my boss, and I say, "Have you got any balls on you? I think I'm about to run out." I think I was down to the last one.
Yeah.
And he just smirked and goes, "Yeah, I got balls." And he brought out like just bright orange ball, you know, something just so he could show everybody that he said, "And I'll know when you're using this one." And you're like, "Oh, you son of a gun. You get me. You got me." Here we go then.
I want one more on golf balls, because there was a story about Placey in the last one, and it's only right that Andy Place gets a mention, and there's all these stories if we can. He was playing in the Devon match play at Stover, and he's playing against Chris Gill when Chris was still a Devon player.
Yeah.
And he's snipped his Titleist 3 with no markings down the left hand side into the trees. And he's gone, "All right, Chris, I can go in a provisional ball. Titleist 3, no markings." and he snipped this ball down the left as well. And no word of a lie, if they weren't touching each other when they got down there, they were within an inch of each other. And Chris has gone, "Well, which is which, Placey?" And he's like, "Well, this is my first one. This is my second one." And they were just 2 brand new Titleist balls. Surprisingly enough, he didn't win that hole.
So I used to like put ball markings on my ball. Like I do it the night before. So like if I had a 3-pack, I would have done it all. So what I used to do is if I was hitting a provisional, I would then write a P on it.
Okay.
But what that meant was then after a couple of weeks, you've got all these balls in your bag that have P on them. You're like, I don't need reminding.
Very good, very good.
So here's one. So I have had this happen to me twice. One as a pro, one as an amateur. Got DQ'd.
No, I've not been DQ'd. No. I keep on dodging it. I must have my magic pencil is so magic I can turn it invisible. No, I've luckily I've not done anything that warranted being DQ'd. I filmed my golf swing in a winter medal, and I got a telling off for that because somebody said I could have been going back into it and looking at my swing and seeing if I needed to make any changes for later on in the round, which I thought was a little over the top. But...
Well, you were a little over the top, or it was a little over the top?
Exactly. You know me too well, Steve.
We have. The thing is, if you're doing well and you're planning on making money in a pro event, you're not recording your swing.
That was a Dartmouth, actually. That was not on the 4th.
I got DQ'd as an amateur after winning an event.
Oh no!
As a kid, I didn't put my handicap on. Just DQ'd.
Yeah.
Didn't know the rule at the time. I found out years later the secretary that DQ'd me actually called my dad and said, "Look, he needs to learn. If he does it, it was a small junior event, and he said, look, he'll never do that again." So it was a life lesson. I can't remember who I was playing. One of my friends, it was either Max or James. He came second and was in the same group, and neither of us did it, so we were both DQ'd.
Oh wow! Oh no!
So yeah, that's that good. And then I got DQ'd at Saunton in a winter medal. I hit it left on in the amen corner, I call it, on the west course. After the par 5, which would be like 12 or something?
12, 13, yeah.
On that sort of. So I hit one left. I stood on the ball looking for it, and then I looked at the lie, and the lie was so bad. I said to my playing partners, "Look, I don't want to. If I change this lie, I feel like I've changed this lie, but it's so bad. If I change it, I'm actually making it better, and I can't like confirm that. So I'm just going to leave it."
Right.
Which isn't the rule, by the way. You have to, if you're unsure, you have to drop it.
Drop it, yeah.
Yeah. So which would have actually worked out in my favor far more. We got another guest?
We got the older one coming.
Yeah.
He's on the top of the stairs. He's going back down. He thought better of it. He's got a Mohican today. He found some hair wax and he's gone full Mohican. The choice of lockdown.
Yeah, no, I can't remember what I did following, but I forgot. So I handed my card in, and then once I'd handed my card in, I then asked, and I'd already signed it, and I'd already presented my card.
Okay.
And I'd got it wrong. I needed a 2-shot penalty. It wasn't on the card, so I got DQ'd because I'd signed for a lower scorecard.
Right. I think the closest I've been to being disqualified is I think I might have handed in a wrong card. So like I had my card in my golf bag, and when I went to put the card in, I gave them a different card from like a different course.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Rich, this is can't do this."
Yeah.
It's Dinnerton.
Well, we were quite lucky though. Like the West region, in all fairness, they.
Oh, hello. We got an auntie as well now. Oh yeah, do you want to go with Auntie Hannah to the garden? That'd be brilliant. I'll come and grab her in a minute, Anne. Yes. When? That wasn't. She does only live like 2 doors away, so that wasn't a complete.
But you would. We're quite lucky with the West region, and you'll see it in tour events as well. You know, the scorer will check it, and they'll let you check it, and then ask you, do you want to put it in? Yeah. And it's like, you know, when Parnevik got DQ'd in the Open all those years ago. Who was it?
Parnevik, was that when it was Mark Rowe? Was that? I know Mark Rowe got DQ'd, didn't it? Yeah.
Both of them did.
So didn't they just sign it in in each other's boxes?
No, I might be wrong, but I think that they didn't change cards. So Mark Rowe's score was on Parnevik's card, and they went through everything and checked everything and didn't check the names.
Oh God!
And that was huge because that was the year, I think. Again, I might be wrong. Ben Curtis won. It was when Thomas Bjorn got it stuck in the bunker.
Yeah.
So no disrespect to Ben Curtis, but if you were in the lead in packs, you know they must still think about it to this day that they could have won the Open. So
when the PGA tournament controllers say, "You happy with 87, Richard?" I can't reckon any bloody less. Not happy with it, but yeah.
So I've had
paper you've got and put a score down.
So I did this bingo and I had done everything, bar one. So I found one that you haven't done.
Yeah.
One, and then one is a pro I haven't done, but you might have done. So forgot to move your marker back. You know, I've never forgotten to do that.
Not that I can remember. Not I can remember. I actually think, without being somebody kind of prompting me, I think I might have moved it the wrong way before. And I'm like, no, it's the other way, Richard.
Yeah.
No, I'm pretty sure I usually just point blank refuse and just play the stymie rule.
You're lucky I'm marking it.
Exactly.
Then puts the poker chip down.
Yeah.
As if that's helping.
I'm that guy. Didn't Brian Barnes mark his ball with a bottle of Budweiser in the Open?
Did he?
Yeah. I think he was coming up the 18th and he grabbed a bottle of Bud off someone in the crowd and marked his ball with a bottle of Bud on the last, which is spectacular. I like it.
That's the signs of someone missing a cut, isn't it? And then my other one. So I have done this as an amateur.
Yeah.
But as a pro, I have not had a score over plus 10. So scored more than 10 on a hole. Or I should say more than 9, double digits.
Amateur, yes. Pro, no. Yeah, I think I get in the pro stuff now. I get my brain switches on and goes, right, okay, don't be an idiot, and get it back in play and stuff. I actually nearly made 2 of them in the same event as an amateur at East Devon in the Devon Am. The morning round, the par 5, the 12th, is it?
Yes.
Yeah, the one up round to the right. So the morning round, and this is probably where my 3 or more tee shots comes in as well, because I went right, lost ball guaranteed, right, lost ball guaranteed, right, lost ball guaranteed, and I think I got my 4th one in play. What's that? That's 1, 3. Is that 5 off the tee? I was 5 off the tee, and then I've hit it up and round the green, chipped 3 putt or something. So I think I made a 9 or a 10. And in the second round, after that I made 3 or 4 birdies coming in to get myself in a place where I might still be able to qualify. And in the second round, I'm playing well. I'm a couple under, and I've hit driver, which I was like, that's a ballsy play, and I've nutted it up the middle, and proper. I don't know if you remember, but Nicholas Fass in the Open a few years ago, he was rallying down the back 9, and he got up to the top of the leaderboard, and he was hours in front of everyone. And on the last hole, he hit a 3-wood and buttoned it down the middle of the fairway, and he has given it one of the biggest fist pumps I've ever seen for hitting the fairway. It's like, yes, come on! And I did that. I hit the fairway and went, come on! And then I proceeded to snip the second shot into a conifer bush. I managed to kind of climb into the bush, into the tree.
Is that the one that's not there anymore?
Yeah, it's about 20 yards short of the green.
Yeah. I've been in that one.
And I've gone, I can play this. The fact that I needed to climb up about 8 feet and then down 8 feet to get to my ball probably should have told me otherwise. But I think I put my hand over a branch to grab the club in my right hand, and then under the branch to get my left hand on the club. I've hit it. I've kind of knobble-topped it. It's rolled up the tree, and it's played kind of pinball down me. I think it's hitting me in my shoulder, my hip, my left knee, and then my toe. So I've moved it about a foot. It's hit me. I've moved it about a foot, and I've gone, well, what do you do now? Because I can't go back to where I played the last shot from, because that's just there. And I ended up just frantically swishing. And I think I had about 8 swishes at it. And I think I made a 13, I think is what I actually made. And I didn't qualify for the top 16. I think I did still qualify for the I Wish Salver.
or I am. So we were talking about the Cornish Festival.
Yeah. I
was playing up at Trevose, and I won't mention the guy's name, but good guy. I will actually. He's a good guy. Nick Horrocks. Horrocks. One of the best. Where's he based now?
Sorry, did you say Horrocks?
Yeah.
Nick Horrocks. Horrocks is at
Chippenham
now.
Yeah.
He was the tallest golf pro in the UK for a long time. That was his claim to fame.
But yeah, top guy. Couldn't be a nicer guy. But I get in and I'm like, where did you, how you doing? How did you do? And he goes, well, you've obviously heard. And he wouldn't answer the question. And he got it stuck in the bunker on the 18th. And he couldn't get it out. And he went into a fit of rage. And he said he had no idea how many he'd hit. He knew it was like in the double digits. And what was funny is I had hit it, like I cleared it by a foot, this bunker, and didn't think anything of it. I thought, well, that maybe saved me some shots. But it looks like we're coming to the end of our chat, Rich.
Oh.
we've got 15 seconds left. Have you got a 3-second joke? I don't know if you do.
A man walked into a bar. It was Lion Bar. There you go. And also, just quickly, if I can, Nick Horrocks, I believe.